Hello, everyone out there in YouTube land. Welcome back to Diego Knows. I, of course, am Diego, and today we're going to continue to discuss Breakfast at Tiffany's. That's right, Breakfast at Tiffany's, that piece of crap rom com from 1961. Yes, it was a long, long time ago. All right, but apparently, you ladies out there love, and gay guys too, okay, you love this movie so much. It's always being quoted. It's always being homaged in other movies and TV shows. The one I can think of right now is like Sex and the City. You know, the Upper East Side of Manhattan. You know, all that kind of shit. You know, all the Woody Allen movies from the '70s, early '70s. You know, it's all fucking this neighborhood. It's all like this area, this culture, this New York fucking Manhattan culture, this snooty, stuck up Manhattan partying shit, you know. Now I've already reviewed every single episode of Sex and the City, so I kind of know what I'm talking about. And that this Sex and the City is basically an offshoot of this. Okay, it's all about sex. It's all about parties. It's all about smoking, chain smoking. You know, Upper East Side Manhattaners. You know, all that kind of shit. Culture, society, class, you know, and getting laid, you know, being a single woman on your own, getting laid all the fucking time. That's basically what this is, all right? And throwing a male gigolo here or there, too, you know? I mean, what the fuck? I might as well, right? And just like Sex and the City, this is written by a gay guy. Yes, it was written by Truman Capote, a very famous author from the 50s and 60s. A lot of people don't realize this, but Truman Capote, he wrote a book in 1965 called In Cold Blood. They did make a movie out starring Robert Blake, who later played Beretta on the TV show Beretta, and then he went to jail for fucking shooting his wife. But yes, he wrote a book called In Cold Blood, which was the very first acknowledged true crime novel ever written. Yes, true crime novel. Okay, he invented that genre. Okay, pretty much. Okay, look it up. Truman Capote, man. When he wrote that, he actually invented that genre. That's why there's a true crime section. For those of you who still read books, okay, who actually go to the bookstore and still look for books, okay, there's a true crime section in every bookstore, okay, in every library. And that section, that genre, that category was created by Truman Capote, the same guy that wrote this fucking piece of shit. Now, I do got to be honest here. I did read the short story, Breakfast at Tiffany. I read it, and then I watched the movie. This is like maybe my fifth or sixth time watch this movie. I didn't watch this movie until I was like 33 years old because I'm a guy and I'm straight. That's why I didn't. Okay, but the book is a little bit better. At least the book has a sense of realism inside of it. It's still it's about a gay guy who befriends this prostitute, basically this gold digging prostitute, and they become really good friends. He loves her, not in a platonic way. Okay, and the ending is not nearly. As happy as the one in this movie, okay? But I'll get to that when we get to the ending here, all right? But the book was actually, I thought it was pretty decent, okay? It was a short story, really. It wasn't really a book. You can listen to the whole thing on YouTube. It's like 2 hours and 45 minutes to listen to the whole fucking thing. It's not bad. It's not bad. But I understand why this movie is better than the short story. The movie's better because they turned it into a fucking rom-com. There's no gay guy in this movie, okay? They got fucking Hannibal from the fucking A-Team to play Audrey Hepburn's love interest here, okay? He's a fucking gigolo. He charges by the inch, you know, and but not Holly. Oh my god, yeah. So George Papard plays the writer in quotations, writer slash Deuce Bigelow, fucking a male prostitute gigolo who falls in love with another prostitute. Okay, and that's what this movie's about. That's not what the short story was about, but that's what this movie's about. Okay, and because they're both beautiful, and because they're both well dressed, you know, they both use people for money. They're both cultured and all that kind of shit. You know, it's kind of believable they would fall in love with each other in the movie. The movie takes place in Lollipop Land. It's not real life. Okay, it's not fucking real life at all. Okay, and that's what I do here on this section here, Chick-Flick Destruction. I'm going to destroy your fucking favorite chick flicks. I already destroyed Pretty Woman. I already destroyed The Notebook. I already destroyed fucking what else? A League of Their Own, Thelma and Louise. Yeah, I did that one. Hell yeah, I did. All this is on this channel, okay, if you want to watch it, okay? So that's what I do here. I'm going to destroy the chick flicks that suck, and every once in a while we'll get a chick flick that's pretty good, and if it's good, I will mention it here too. I'm not going to fucking play favorites. I'm not going to say, oh yeah, all chick flicks suck. No, there's some of them that are pretty good, actually. Eventually, I'm going to get around to reviewing one that I really liked a lot, okay? But right now we're doing a Breakfast at Tiffany's, which is the one that, you know, your grandma loves. Okay, let's face it, your grandma loves this fucking movie, all right? So, now, I got to tell you real quickly, though, I'm going to give you a straight man's point of view. I'm not going to fuck around here. I don't bullshit. Okay, so if you're easily offended, if you're easily triggered, get the fuck out of here right now. I will not censor myself to spare your feelings. I don't know you. I got nothing against you. Okay, but I'm going to talk to you the way I would talk to a man, not a gay guy, a man, okay, about this stuff, a straight guy. Okay, I'm gonna talk to you that way. Okay, with some hard up truths that I'm gonna give you straight up, baby, with no lube, no lube. So if you can't handle it, get out right now. Okay. Now that we got that out of the way, let's continue with the review. I think this is like part 11 here in my review. I'm breaking apart every fucking scene in this movie. Every fucking scene. I want to point it out to you. Okay? All the bullshit. All right. Now, where we left off last time, let's see here. Paul Varjak, the fucking male gigolo. Yeah. Stuffing it. Anyway, yeah, he decided to break up with the sugar mama. Why did he do that? Because he's a fucking stupid fucking idiot. That's why. No, he did it because he's a stupid fucking idiot, but he fell in love with a prostitute. So that's a good reason. So basically, his financial security that he was enjoying with this married woman that was paying all of his bills, paid for his apartment, his furniture, his clothes. She even buys his fucking liquor for him, okay? He doesn't have to do shit. All he has to do is fucking lay the pipe whenever she comes around. That's all he has to do. I mean, you talk about easy street, man. He's got a typewriter, but he don't have to write unless he wants to. You know, so he's got it easy. So she flies him to fucking Rome, for Christ's sake, dude. This guy is fucking, oh shit. Do you know how many guys would love to trade positions with this guy? You know, anyway, he decides to cut it off with her because he's fallen in love with Holly Galati. See, the night before, he actually had sex with Holly, the girl he's been thirsting after since the beginning of this fucking movie, okay? His 31-year-old gold-digging fucking prostitute whore bitch, okay? But he feels sorry for her because she had such a bad childhood, you know? And she's always acting like she needs him. Like, oh, I'm so delicate. Please, somebody save me. You know? And, of course, he fell for it. But the problem is he doesn't have as much money as the men that she's attracted to, okay? He has down the means. She's looking for a rich guy, okay? Doesn't matter what he looks like. He'd be ugly as fuck, like Rusty Trawler. Doesn't matter. If he's rich, he can support her lifestyle, and that's what she's looking for. That's the kind of guy she wants to fucking marry. Now, she already knows that this fucker's in love with her. Of course she does. This is what she does. She hooks guys. We see her seduce him. We see how she does. I've already pointed out in these videos exactly how she hooked him in and how he fell for it. Okay, he felt like Captain Save-A-Ho, which is what women do. Successful women seducers, this is what they do. You got to remember, ladies, you already know this, but guys, okay, women, beautiful women, okay, they want the highest value men. Most women want the highest value men, okay, and in order for that, they can get an ordinary guy. That's no problem. There's no challenge there. But if they want a high value man, a guy who's rich, good looking, great in bed, famous, has a high social standing, someone who can open up opportunities for her, introduce her to people that she would never meet on her own, okay, if she wants a guy like that, she's gonna have to compete with other girls. Okay, other girls that are better looking than her even. Okay, to get that guy. Okay, so what does she have that they don't have? They've all got the looks. So what the fuck? They're all willing to have sex. So what the fuck? What does she have that they don't have? Exact personality. Okay, she knows how to talk to men. She knows how to make men feel good about themselves. And that in turn makes them feel more attracted to the woman, okay? It's the same shit Carrie Bradshaw did on Sex and the City, okay? It's the same fucking shit. She knows how to talk to men. That's her gift. That's her charm. That's what he fell in love with. That's what separates her from all the other pretty girls or the better looking girls in New York that Paul could be fucking, okay? Is her personality, okay? She knows how to seduce him. She knows how to tell him what he wants to hear so he can feel like he's the man, so he can feel like he's the man in this relationship. He's the one in charge. You know, he's Mr. fucking Big Cock. You see what I mean? That's what makes him feel good, okay? And because she makes him feel good in a way that other women don't, because they can't be bothered with complimenting the man. Of course not, you know? So yeah, because she does that, okay, now he wants more of her. Okay, that's how she did it. And we see it happen. I already discussed it on here, okay? But she's hooked him, okay? Because that's what she does. That's what she hooks guys. She hooks guys into fucking paying for all of her shit, paying for her lifestyle, her clothes, her apartment, everything she's got is paid for by rich, wealthy men. And because she's so good at seducing men, okay, that she doesn't have to sleep with them unless she feels like it. So a lot of the times, a lot of these guys, you know, they'll spend all this money on her. They'll pay for all the dinners for her and her friends, her drinks, buy her gifts. They'll pay for the liquor for her own fucking party, you know, and she doesn't have to do shit unless she feels like fucking them. Like, you see what I mean? This is what she does. This is what she's looking for, okay? And because she's so good at it, she hooked this guy. Now, Paul himself has no money. All his money that he has, he gets from his sugar mama, who pays for everything. Okay, she gives him $300 every time he fucking lays the pipe on her. Okay, which is not a bad gig. Hey, it's 1961. Okay, 1961, $300 is like is the equivalent of $3,000 today. Okay, not bad. That's a good business if you can get it right. Anyway, so that's what's going on here, right? And he falls in love with Holly, and because he finally had sex with her after they shoplifted from a store, did not get caught. He feels that they are now in a monogamous relationship, and because of that, because they both love each other, he needs to break it off with his fucking meal ticket, and that's what he does. And she tells him his meal ticket, a 2E. Yes, that's her name in this movie, 2E. That's also the name of his apartment. Okay, she offers him $1,000. Hey, you know, go take her on vacation. Fine, you're entitled to vacation with pay. Here, take the money. Don't be foolish. But make sure you belong to me. That cock belongs to me, you know. So she doesn't even mind that he fucks other girls. She'll even pay for it, you know. But you know, he can't call off what they got going on. But he's got integrity now. He just decided that fucking his cock has integrity. So he decided he's not going to go with that anymore. So he basically tells his meal ticket to eat a fuck off, okay? And he proceeds in moving out of the apartment that she paid for. He's going to get his own place because now he feels better because he got a $50 check in the mail for a short story that he wrote, okay? So yeah, so he turned down the $1,000, but he kept the $50, okay? Because he's in love with Holly. So anyway, he goes to her apartment. She ain't there, all right? So he decides to walk around New York, okay? Because he's bored. He's got nothing else to do with his fucking life. You know, now he's about to be homeless, okay? So he first of all, he stops at Tiffany's, okay? Now, earlier in the movie, he took Holly with him to Tiffany's, and she gave, because she's such good friends with him, because she respects Paul so much, that she doesn't even call him Paul, she calls him Fred, because that's her brother's name, her dead brother's name, okay? Well, soon-to-be dead brother. Because of that, she allows him permission to buy her a gift at Tiffany's. Okay, now he doesn't get nothing, but he allows her permission, she gives him permission to buy her a gift at Tiffany's, all right? So he does. He only has $10 to spend, so he can't really buy anything, but he does have a fucking engagement ring, a plastic engagement ring that he found in a very expensive box of Cracker Jacks. Actually, he didn't even pay for the box of Cracker Jacks. Holly's husband from Tula, Texas, bought that box of Cracker Jacks, and he just kept the prize at the bottom. He kept it. Her husband, Doc Golightly, Jeb Clampett from fucking the Beverly Hillbillies, gave him the prize at the bottom of the Cracker Jack box, okay? And yes, that does have more than one meaning, okay? The symbolism is right in your fucking face, okay? So he takes this plastic ring that was in a box of Cracker Jacks, and he asked the clerk at Tiffany's if they can engrave it for him. And of course, because Tiffany's always does that, they say yes, they can. So he goes over to Tiffany's to pick up that ring now. He opens it and he looks at it. It's got the initials of him and Holly on there, P and H. Okay, yeah, preparation H, more like it. And then he goes walking around looking for fucking Holly, okay? So that's going on. He walks out of there all excited, okay? He calls Holly. There's no answer from her phone, from a payphone. He calls her from a payphone. There's no answer from a phone, okay? He thinks he sees a woman that looks just like Holly because she's got the little scarf thing, whatever, the bandana thing the women wear around their fucking head back then, you know, the Aunt Jemima thing, you know? Okay, Holly wears it all the time with her sunglasses, so she sees a woman like that, he follows her, he's like, Holly, Holly, and he turns around, it's not Holly. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, you look like someone, I thought you were someone, anyway, he's all embarrassed. He walks into the New York Public Library, okay, the same one from Ghostbusters. Now, he took Holly there earlier in the movie because she'd never been to a library before. In fact, she didn't even know there was fucking books in there. She didn't even know what the fucking card catalog or the Dewey Decimal System was. Okay, but once they were there, she was excited and embarrassed herself when they found Paul as a writer. He has published one fucking book. One book. It's called 9 Lives, and only 12 people bought that book. Okay, so he's a failed writer. Okay, but there's a copy of that book in the library, and so she was bragging to the librarian about, oh, this is Paul, he wrote this book right here, he wrote it, you know, and he fucking initialed it, whatever. So he takes her to the library, so now she knows what a library is, because she's dumb as fuck, and now she realizes that there's books in there, and well, who knew she knows how to read? So he walks in the library, and there she is, sitting on a book, and sitting on a counter, reading a book. So he goes up to her, and she's got her fucking little fucking whatever thing around her fucking head, like always, and her sunglasses. She's reading a book with her fucking sunglasses on. Yeah, because that's what she does. That's Holly Golightly. And she's sitting there, and because Paul's all excited to see her again because he just dumped his fucking meal ticket to E, okay, his only fucking regular customer that he had as a gigolo, okay. He also picked up that ring at Tiffany's that he had engraved for them, and he had sex with her the night before. So, of course, they're both in love with each other now. So he goes up there, he snuggles up to her and kisses her on the cheek, and she's like, what do you want? He's like, okay, yeah, see, now he's shocked that she's treating him like a fucking John. Yeah, he's shocked that she's treating him like a fucking John. Yeah, so she doesn't really want to see him. Okay, and he's kind of pissed off that she's kind of blowing him off, you know. Yeah, she's disinterested in him. Okay, now I've said this before. Okay, and I'll say it again real quickly here. This stupid fucking idiot Paul. Okay, what the fuck, man? Okay, this is the shit you're supposed to check for before you dump your fucking sugar mama. Okay, you should have checked with Holly first and see if she wanted something serious with you, or if you were just a fuck to her. Because yes, that does happen too, ladies. You know it's true. Okay, yes, it does happen too. Okay, maybe you were just a fuck to her, and that's all. Okay, but no, he just assumed that she's in love with him. Okay, because he's definitely in love with her, especially now they had sex. Okay, get the fuck out of here. This is the kind of shit that a simp does. A guy who cannot get laid or gets laid very rarely. This is the shit that he does. Not a fucking guy who's a fucking male gigolo that looks like George Papard. No, this guy's a walking Ken doll. Yes, he's got no personality, but what the fuck, okay? It's a fucking movie, all right? He's a good-looking guy, and he's got a woman who's willing to spend a lot of money on his ass for him to fucking, fill her out, okay? And then he's gonna fall for Holly Golightly and throw all that shit away because he has sex with this girl who's also a prostitute, okay? And he expects that she's gonna fall in love with him just because they had sex once? Are you out of your fucking mind? But in this movie, that's what happens, okay? And he's shocked that she fucking is disinterested to see him, you know? Anyway, yeah, this is the shit you're supposed to do before you dump your sugar mama, you dumbass, okay? She doesn't want to talk to him. Okay, he's upset. She's busy reading books about South America. Ooh, South America, okay? And he looks at one of the books that she's reading. It says, South America, the land of wealth and promise. Okay, so which basically points out exactly where her mind is. Okay, now he's pissed off that she doesn't want to talk to him. He tells her that he loves her, okay? And she gets up and leaves, okay? She gets up and leaves, okay? She don't want to have this conversation, all right? He tries to stop her. He chases after her. Of course he does, okay? And he grabs her and he turns her around, okay? And before she makes it to the bathroom, okay, he stops her, and Holly says, "Let me go. Let me go, Fred." And that kind of sets him off. Now, throughout this entire movie, she has never called him Paul. That's his name. She knows his name. She calls him Fred because that's her brother's name. Okay, her brother. The brother that she ran away with when she was a little girl. It's the one she's supposed to be taking care of, but she didn't really take care of him. She just fucking ran away from Tulip, Texas, and fucking came to fucking New York and started fucking getting drunk, smoking cigarettes, and getting fucking laid. Okay, trying to look by rich men. That's what she did. That was her idea of helping her brother. Okay, instead he had to join the fucking army. Now, in the book, this story takes place in 1943 during World War II. So her brother was forced to join the army because the war was going on, and he had no one who could take care of him now that his big sister left. Okay, so in her mind, she thinks that by moving to New York and changing her name and ditching her husband, okay, and fucking all these rich guys, eventually she'll have enough money to take care of her little brother Fred, okay, and build a life for them, okay. Like, get the fuck out of here. She thinks that's really going to happen, but that's the kind of person that Holly Golightly is. She's stupid enough to believe that could happen, and so is her in this movie. Now, this movie obviously takes place in 1961, and Audrey Hepburn is 31, so she's smart and she's old enough to know better than to think this shit would fucking happen, all right? But in the book, Holly Golightly was like 18, or this scene, she would be 19, okay? So that's going on here, okay? And so she tries to make it to the bath. He stops her, okay? And she says, "Let me go, Fred." And then Paul says, "Now let's get something straight right now, Holly. My name is not Fred. I'm not Benny Shacklet either." Now, Benny Shacklet, earlier in the movie, that's a writer that Holly knew that she fucked in the past. So when he told her that he was a writer, when they first met each other, she says, "Oh yeah, I fucked a writer. His name was Benny Shacklet," okay? So he tells her, "Hey, I ain't him either. I'm not him either, okay? My name's not Fred. It's not Benny Shacklet, where the fuck he is. My name is Paul Varjak, and I love you." Now, what's all this jazz about South America? Yes, he says it just like that. That's his acting range. So Holly finally takes off her sunglasses, because remember, she's inside the library. And she says, "Well, if I'm going to marry a South American, I'd better find out something about his country." He's like, "What's South American?" "Oh, Jose de Silva Pereira. You remember? You met him at the party. Mag Wildwood's friend." Okay, now, at the party earlier in the movie, the crazy fucking orgy, basically, that they had, the cops had to bust open this party. Paul was there. He did meet a rich guy, rich, good-looking, dark-skinned guy. Okay, very tall. His name was Jose Pereira. Okay, and he's the son, or his family is a very prominent business family in Brazil. Okay, they own a lot of property over there, very wealthy. Okay, in fact, they're even involved in the politics over there. He's just visiting New York. He went to this party with another millionaire friend named Rusty Trawler. Okay, and they had a fucking another prostitute there who's also a friend, a former roommate of fucking of Holly Golightly's named Mags Wildwood, because she's from Wildwood, Arkansas, and yeah, she's a fucking model slash prostitute slash actress, whatever. Anyway, so she brought him there. So she was actually, at the time, screwing Jose when they went to the party. Okay, so he was at the party. And of course, Paul was there too. He got all jealous because Holly kept talking about how she wanted to fuck Rusty Trawler, because he's the ninth richest man in America under 50, blah, blah. So he was really upset. He initially thought that maybe she was attracted to Jose because he was the tall, dark-skinned, good-looking guy in a tuxedo. But no, she wanted the short, fucking Drew Carey-looking motherfucker, okay? Because she didn't really give a shit about what the guy looks like. As long as he's got money, he can keep her in the lifestyle that she's accustomed to, okay? So right there, this is his first time in a social event with Holly, and she's talking about other men. So he feels like an idiot. He feels like a wallflower. He knows nobody at this party. He doesn't know how to talk to these people. He's not used to being around these people. So the only person he really makes friends with is Jose at this party, because he's an outsider too. He's just standing in the corner, just looking at how Americans party. When the cops are about to arrive, because everyone's getting shit-faced, there's people fucking doing acrobatics and shit. There's a woman screaming at the fucking mirror at herself. When the cops are about to bust the party because the tenant upstairs, Mickey Rooney's fucking Mr. Unishi, in the Asian racist stereotype, he calls the cops. So the cops are about to bust open the party. Jose was very scared that his name would get in the paper, that he was at a fucking wild orgy. So him and Paul managed to escape from the party right before the cops busted. They escaped out the window in the bathroom, and they took the fire escape. Okay, he went down. Fucking Paul went up to his apartment. Okay, so he avoided being arrested at this party. Okay, at Holly's party. Holly wasn't even there. She left with Rusty Trawler. Okay, she actually showed the cops where her apartment was before the cops raided it. Yeah, go figure, right? So anyway, so he got away. So now he remembers who this guy was. This is the guy that he was initially jealous of when he first saw him at the party, but they became sort of friends at the party. They both escaped the party together. Okay. So now Holly's telling him that this man, Jose Pereira, okay, is cuckoo for her. That's her words. He's cuckoo for me. Not only is he handsome, he's absolutely cuckoo for me. What? You think you own me? That's what everybody thinks. She just... Okay, so this is a revelation for Paul. He had no idea that such a virtuous young woman like Holly Golightly would have actually have been fucking Jose the whole time. He thought he was seeing her. Well, of course she was. Of course she was. Okay, they can't show that in the movie, but in the book, that's what was happening. That's exactly what that. Once Mags Wildwood was done fucking Jose, she started fucking Rusty Trawler in the book. Okay, and then of course Holly moved in on Jose right after that happened. Okay. But that didn't show that in the movie. Okay, so Paul's like, I'm not everybody. Or am I? Here's $50 for the ladies' room. Okay, if there's one thing Paul is really good at, is shooting himself in the foot, okay? That was the only money he fucking had, was that $50 fucking check that he got for selling a story, and he gave it to fucking Holly, okay? He gave it to her. He doesn't have shit now. He has nothing now. He's about to get kicked out of the apartment, okay? He doesn't have a regular job. He's got nothing. He sold one story for $50, and now he just gave it to Holly. Do you think she's going to give it back? No, she ain't. Because Holly's used to getting paid $50 from her fucking Johns. Every time she goes to the bathroom, she charges her date $50 for her to go to the bathroom. Okay, in the beginning of the movie, a guy gave her $50 to go to the bathroom. Well, no, he gave her 25 cents or 50 cents or some shit. And because of that, she ditched him at the party and went straight home. And then he followed her to her house and waited for her to come home. So that's the kind of woman that she is. Okay, and she also gets $100 a week just to go to the fucking jail, go to Sing Sing prison to visit fucking Sally Tomato, a mob boss who's incarcerated, so she can pass along the fucking the mob boss's instructions disguised as weather reports. Okay, so that's how she makes her money. She lives off of rich guys and she visits this convict in prison every week. All right. So I guess he thought he showed her up by giving her money, making her feel like a whore, you know. But no, he just shot himself in the foot. Me personally, I would have kept the $50. First of all, this never would have happened if it had been me. Okay, I would not have dumped my sugar mama for Holly. I already explained that in the last video. I would not have dumped my sugar mama for Holly until I knew it, especially if I didn't know exactly how she felt about me and what she expected from me. Okay, and that's if I was in love with her. I would never fall in love with a fucking Holly Golightly. Okay, I used to fall in love with Holly Golightly's. Okay, but that was back when I was like 19, 23, 24 years old. I'm a lot older now and a lot wiser now, okay? I'm not some fucking 33-year-old male model fucking gigolo who doesn't know shit, okay? At 33, I already knew what type of women Holly Golightly's were in the world. I already known enough of them to know better, okay? So, no. This will not happen. Okay, but, you know, it's written by gay guys and it's for women, so what the fuck? Okay, you can't really have accurate straight man interpretations in this fucking movie, which is why I have this YouTube channel, so you can get one from me. All right. Anyway, so that's going on here, okay? He realizes that he's just another John to her, you know, that can't give her anything. He's got no money. So he gave her everything he had, $50. And then he walks away. You know, he just now realized that she's a fucking slut. He just now realized that. You know, like what the fuck? You already knew that. Anyway, but he fell in love with her anyway. Anyway, he's like, is that what you really think? That I'm no different from all those other rats? And super rats that you fuck? Well, if that's what you really think, there's something I want to give you. Then he gives her his pud. No, I'm kidding. He gives her the fucking check, the $50 check. He's like, here's $50 for the ladies' room. And then he walks away. And Holly's just like, yeah, like that's gonna fucking make her change her mind at all, right? Okay, like what the fuck, Holly? What the fuck? All right. Okay. You always hate the people that she fucks. She always hates the people that she fucks. Okay. She calls them all rats and super rats. Okay, because she doesn't fuck nice guys. Okay, she doesn't fuck nice guys. And even though Paul's supposed to be a nice guy in this movie, he's supposed to be different from all the other rats. He's a rat too. He uses women for money, for Christ's sake. Okay, he's just as much of a rat as all the other guys in this fucking movie. Everyone in this fucking movie is a rat. There's not one decent fucking human being in this entire fucking movie. Not one. Okay. She's only attracted to rats. Okay? She's only attracted to assholes. Okay? That's what she fucks. That's what turns her on. That's what she wants. That's what she's looking for. Okay? That's what she's looking for. Even her fucking husband, Doc Golightly, okay? What the fuck is a 50-year-old doing marrying a fucking 12-year-old? You know? What the fuck, man? And then expecting her to come back and live with him. What the fuck? I know it's the South and all that, but Jesus Christ. There's gotta be lines. There's gotta be lines you gotta draw. All right, so what the fuck, Holly, okay? And Paul, you know what? Paul, if Paul was here right now, tell him what, Paul, okay, so you just dump your sugar mama, your only source of income. Okay, the only money you actually had on you was that $50 check, and you just fucking gave that to Holly. Okay, why don't you just fucking cut off your dick while you're at it and give that to her? That'll show her. Yeah, that'll show her. That'll school her. So she'll learn better, right? I mean, he basically did that. He fucking gave her everything. He's got nothing left. You know what this is? This is simp behavior. This is the guy with no fucking self-respect. He just established his self-respect 10 minutes ago in the movie when he dumped his sugar mama. He did it because all of a sudden he grew integrity. All of a sudden he's fucking, no, I don't want to be a kept man. I don't want some woman to answer to some woman for the rest of my fucking life. Okay, I want to be independent. I want to do my own thing. I want to have my own dreams and accomplish my own things and not live off of other people. So fuck you. And then we're so, oh, please, Holly, I love you. You gotta be with me. Please, I can't do anything without you, Holly. Please, Holly, don't leave me, Holly. Please, I love you so much, Holly. I'll give you everything. I'll give you whatever. Don't go, Holly. You see what I mean? Completely undoing the other scene that we just saw. Did I tell you a gay guy wrote this? He did. He did. Okay. Anyway, so that's going on here. Okay. Okay, she's cut that dick, give it to her as an engagement. Yeah, so that's going on here. Okay, the next scene we see here, Mr. Yonishi is once again buzzed. He's disturbed. Okay, he was taking a hot bath, and the buzzer goes off again because he has to keep buzzing Holly in because she always loses her key. And this always annoys him. It always fucking pisses him off. He always threatens to fucking call the Department of Health, the owner of the building, he's going to do all this. He keeps threatening her because he needs his sleep. Okay, now he's a racist Asian stereotype played by Mickey Rooney. I already told you all about him. Okay, horrible depiction of Asians in this movie. All right, but yeah, he acts that way. Okay, I guess he's supposed to be comic relief or some shit. But every time Holly comes home, okay, she's got to get buzzed in because she never has her key. She always loses her key, and he's always acting like a fool. I tell you, Miss Colati, I must protest. I will talk to building manager about you. Okay, now in the book, there was a Mr. Yunishi, but he wasn't the one that was pissed off at Holly. There was a woman, there was an old lady that lived in her building, and the old lady was the one that was trying to get Holly evicted from the fucking apartment building, trying to get her kicked out of there, calling the cops on her, all that kind of. It was an old lady. I forgot her name, but it was an old lady in the book because she was always having parties. They could smell weed. There was all smoking cigarettes. They were playing music loud at all hours of the night, and so this old lady got pissed off. She kept threatening to fucking get Holly kicked out. She had a petition made up. She wanted all the tenants to sign it, that she was going to send it to the building owner to get Holly evicted. All this crazy shit. It was a woman that was doing this shit. It wasn't some Asian guy, okay, in the book, all right? And like I said, Holly was like 19 years old during this time. In the book, she wasn't 31 like in this movie. All right, so he's disturbed. He has to get out of the bath. He's soaking wet. He has to buzz her up, and he just stands. He doesn't say anything. He just stands there from the top floor looking down at her, dripping water onto the fucking staircase. Yeah, just like that, So Holly notices. She comes home with Jose. Jose's there in a tuxedo, and Holly's wearing this pink dress with this big fucking crown on her head, whatever. I guess they're coming back from the opera, the theater, or some shit like that. Some sort of party, okay? Like I say, they're both well dressed. They're coming up the stairs, okay? And she picks up this telegram in front of her door, okay? In front of her door. And Mr. Yunishi's there, like I said, dripping water down the staircase. And Paul sees them. He's coming down the stairs from his apartment, right above her. He's coming down the stairs with a trash can. He's about to throw out his trash. And he sees Jose there, who obviously he knows. And now he knows that Holly's been screwing him, okay, in more ways than one, okay? So he says hello to them, and Jose recognizes Paul as the guy that helped him escape from the party earlier in the movie, okay? Paul sees him, okay, he's about to throw out the trash, okay, and he hears, she goes inside, and he sees Jose and Holly go inside the apartment. As he's walking past the apartment door, he hears Holly screaming and trashing about. So he fucking stops what he's doing, and he goes in there, and Jose opens the door, says like, help, please, you must help me, So Paul goes in there to find what the fuck's going on. Jose asks him for help. Holly is trashing the apartment. Okay, she's fucking trashing everything. She's throwing shit everywhere. She's breaking shit. Her lampshade, her pillow. She grabs her pillows and fucking opens up all the fucking feathers, and the feathers are flying all over the fucking room. I swear to God, Orson Welles and Citizen Kane would have been fucking jealous. She trashed this room like nobody's business, man. Grade A fucking room trashing, dude. I mean, look, you ever see fucking It's a Wonderful Life where George Bailey trashed the fucking living room? Okay, when he got home after he lost all that money. Okay, well, this was like on par with that. Okay, just I mean, she's just going off in her fucking pink dress and her pink fucking crown with all sorts of jewels on it. Yeah, she's going nuts. All right. So she's trashing her out. She's screaming, Fred! Going crazy, all right? And then finally, Paul grabs her, and she collapses in his arms, and she's screaming Fred, and she's crying her eyes out, and he puts her on the bed, and she just lays on the bed on her stomach in her fucking pink dress with her crown on, screaming and crying about Fred and sobbing about Fred. Okay, now, Jose has no idea who the fuck Fred is. He doesn't know what this all means, He lays her on the bed. Paul lays her on the bed, and she's sobbing. He walks out there, and Paul talks to Jose and asks her, what happened? What'd you do to her? And he's like, I did nothing. There was the telegram, and then she started doing this, and she started acting like crazy. It's appalling. I can't have a public scandal. My name, my position, my family. Will the police be involved again? He's like, no, I don't think you need to worry about that, Jose. No. Okay, and then he grabs the telegram and he reads it, and it says it's a telegram from Doc Golightly. Okay, it says Fred died in a Jeep accident. Now in the book, like I said, the book takes place in 1943. Okay, so actually Fred died. Her brother, Holly's brother, died in World War II. Okay, he died in the battlefield. But in this movie, because this movie takes place in 1961, he died in a Jeep accident. Okay, Jose did not know that Holly even had a brother. Okay. So Paul asked Jose to take care of Holly, okay? And he's like, oh, yeah, well, You have a ranch in Brazil, don't you? Yes, yes, I do. Well, yeah. Well, she likes horses. She likes riding, and I think it'll be good for her over there. And anyway, well, you take care of her, okay? You know, make sure she's okay. And then he leaves, okay? Okay, and Holly's room is covered. Okay, the next thing we see, Holly's room is completely covered in feathers, and her room is trashed everywhere. Not that it was that great to begin with, okay, but now it's really bad. Okay, it's trash. There's pillow feathers everywhere. Okay, Holly just feels destroyed. Okay, and the reason she feels bad, okay, is because she doesn't want to admit. Okay, Holly doesn't want to admit, okay, that she never really became Holly Golightly to take care of her brother. That was a bullshit story she told herself to justify her behavior, okay, to rationalize why she had to change her identity from Lula Mae Barnes, okay, to Holly Golightly, okay. This was just her justification, her rationalization for doing that, okay. As long as everything she's doing, the gold digging, the fucking all these rich guys and using them for money, all the parties, okay, all that shit that she was doing, she rationalized it to herself by saying, I'm doing this for Fred. I'm doing this to take care of my brother Fred. But the truth is she was doing this because she was escaping her life. Okay, not only that, she was escaping her responsibilities, okay? She left her brother out there in the fucking cold, okay? She hadn't even seen her brother in like 6 years when this movie begins, okay? Because she tells herself how much she loves her brother, how she's doing all this for her brother. Someday she's gonna take care of her brother. And then when Doc Golightly showed up to tell her, hey, listen, your brother's about to get out of the army and he can't live with me if you're not living with me. If you're leaving me, then I ain't gonna take care of him. He's gonna have to go back in the army. And she says, no, I'll take care of him. That's just another way of her rationalizing doing her lifestyle is to take care of her brother, even though she has no fucking money in her bank account. In fact, every month she has less money than she did the month before. Okay, and yet she's making even more money now. She's dating even more guys. She even bragged that she had 27 fucking dates within 2 months. And all of them paid her a minimum of $50 just for her to go to the bathroom. So you can imagine how much money, plus the $100 a week she's getting to go see the convict in prison. Okay, so she's got money. She's making money, okay, but she's spending it all on bullshit, probably her clothes and stuff, okay? None of it's going towards the I'm going to take care of Fred fund. You see what I mean? So it was all bullshit, but she's telling herself that I'm doing this for Fred, because that gives her a good reason to keep doing this. You see what I mean? But now that Fred's gone, she realizes that she was never doing it for Fred. In fact, anything she could have done for Fred, she can't now. It's too late. He's gone. He's gone. And she can't handle that. She can't handle that because Fred was the last part of her life as Lula Mae Barnes that she still loved. Now he's gone. Now she's just Holly. And let's face it, she doesn't really like herself that much. If she did, she wouldn't drink like crazy. She wouldn't fucking be a whore. She wouldn't do all these she wouldn't use people for a living if she did like who she was, okay? And she doesn't. You can tell. She doesn't. And maybe that's what Paul really likes about her. Maybe that's what he thinks he can save her from because he probably doesn't feel that great about himself either, you know? Anyway, but now her little brother's gone. All right, I'm going to stop my review right here, but I'll be back shortly to continue my review of Breakfast at Tiffany's. I thank you for watching this long, and I'll see you soon on the next one. Bye.